This final 2 minutes, back to game on.
Welcome back to EFNL Sundays, the weekend recovery, and we are about to jump into Division 4. And let's start out at Forest Hill Reserve yesterday. It was Doncaster with their first win of the 2026 season. 20 goals, 18, 138 to Forest Hill, 8-7-55. And one of the two senior coaches on the line for the Doncaster Football Club, Michael De Corrado, is with us this morning. Congratulations on the win. It was 686 days in the making for the club. How exciting is that for everyone down at Doncaster?
Guys, thanks for having me. Great to be on. Yesterday was special. As you said, 686 days, so it's been a long time. I did a little bit of digging during the week, actually. Last win was against, I think it was Wanturn South in the middle of 2024. So it's been a long, long time. And funnily enough, no players on that playing list is on our list now. So it's been a big change and an exciting one. But, yeah, look, it was awesome yesterday to see so many smiles in the rooms after the games. It was really, really special.
Michael, great to chat to you, and it's been a long time, but congratulations on the win yesterday. What does a win like this really mean for you, one as a coach, but to the group? I mean, what are the sort of things that this now can provide and give you a bit of a platform for, because it's been a real challenging start for the season so far?
Yeah, great to hear from you, Spider, and it has been a long time. Yesterday was fantastic, as I said, for the group, but I think we've been building slowly. I think if you have a look at the week before, our game against Churnside Park, who we definitely view as a premiership contender, we were right in that game for a lot of the match. So we took away some things from that game and brought it into yesterday's game against Forest Hill, and we could really tell that we were starting to build something really special. So it was really important for the group. We said sort of at three-quarter time, the boys are essentially learning how to win again as a new group. And a win for like that yesterday against a proud club in Forrester was going to hold us in good stead, we reckon.
Focus points. I mean, when you're messaging and coaching, it's really important. So what have been some of those key messaging points for the players to take with them, from the start of the pre-season in terms of the way that you want to play the game from a game style perspective?
Yeah, well, I mean, from day one, it's essentially been a brand new sort of game plan, to be honest, with a brand new list. So that definitely brings across some challenges. And we knew it was going to be a bit of a grind and it was going to take a little bit of time. But we're starting to see some of that growth now. And that's, with our defensive system, how we want to move the ball from D50. And we've seen snippets of it. So, like round one against Kilsyth, we probably did it for a half. Round two against Croydon North, again, probably did it for a half and then dropped off. And then the Churnside Park game was probably the one where we really started to see it for close to 4 quarters. And then again yesterday, for a lot of the game, we really showed that defensive system and some really, really good transition from D50 into our forward line. So it's coming along. We've still got a long way to go, but it is coming along nicely. Some
of your leaders stood up yesterday. Ethan Robinson, you had Tom McGowan kicking 8 goals. It's a great return. And Josh Lumachese, who, for people that know Doncaster Footy Club, that name rings a lot of bells. And Nick Coman as well. Take us through some of their performances to date so far this season, but more importantly yesterday.
For sure, yeah. So Ethan Robinson and Mitch Wilkinson are our co-captains. They've both been amazing for the footy club since day one, to be honest with you. They're really bringing the group together. Ethan's also come across from Kinglake as a forward, but we essentially viewed him as a midfielder. So he's been terrific in that area of the ground. He breaks lines. He's tough. He's been amazing for us so far. Wilco came across with me from Ashwood, and he's played a bit of footy at Noble Park as well. So, premier pedigree. He can pretty much play anywhere. He came across as a defender, and he's now actually playing in the midfield. So he's a real athlete. He's powerful. So to be able to chuck him in there in the last couple of weeks has been huge for us. But again, just been an awesome leader for the footy club. As you mentioned, Cheesy, yes, he's back. he mentioned to us in the off-season that he was sort of missing playing and he was happy to help out where needed. And look, I mean, we're obviously having some points difficulties at the moment, so he comes sort of across as a one-pointer again, and he's helped us out in the last couple of weeks as a forward. He still kicks the same. I don't know if you remember.
Yeah, I do. I remember reading his name out 18, 19 years ago on EFL Sunday, and he's still going. Yeah. Amazing.
He's a favourite in the league, and look, I mean, he comes across and he's a leader for us on the field. He's obviously been there and done that. He's won premierships at the footy club. So to be able to have someone like him around some young players, we reckon is massive. So, yeah, we thank him massively for coming back and helping us out. But, yeah, look, I mean, he's kicked a couple more goals again yesterday, and he's a real presence inside 50 still. So, wrapped to have him. And as you mentioned, Tommy McGowan kicked 8 yesterday, which is awesome. He's one of the most emotional probably footballers I've come across, I reckon. He drives standards, he wants success. And, yeah, look, to be able to pick up someone like him from Mulgrave that's played lots of Div 2 footy was huge for us as a full forward. So he's been awesome for the footy club, and wrapped that he could kick 8 yesterday.
The challenges of coaching, Michael, they're always there. For yourself, how have you broken up the responsibilities between yourself and Jake coming into this co-coaching situation, and with the charge of the responsibilities, and how's the group coping with having two people giving the direction of how you want it to work?
Yeah, for sure. It's obviously pretty rare. I've been a senior coach before. Jake's been an assistant at Pascoval, so high-level footy. We were actually mates before we came into it. So, and it's actually quite funny. We both interviewed for the job, had no idea that we both interviewed, and then we chatted about it one day, and then we sort of thought of the idea of potentially doing it together. Club loved the idea, and, yeah, obviously both got the job. So, in terms of how we've split it up, it's sort of been around our strengths, to be honest. I feel like I'm pretty good sort of with the prep of opposition and getting ready for a Saturday, whereas Jake's sort of really hands-on with the playing group. And so we've sort of split that up on game day. And in terms of how the middle of the week looks, it's just grab a drill here and there, whatever we feel comfortable with. And the boys have taken to it really, really well. So we're huge on relationships with players. So, yeah, that's sort of been one of our strengths as well. But, yeah, look, I mean, the boys have been fantastic with us. And to be honest with you, it's been a real seamless transition. So, going really well so far. We haven't had any sort of heated disagreements or anything so far. Selection's been pretty easy for us together. So far, so good, guys. Can't complain.
What's the realistic expectations now? You've got to win. How do you maintain that? What's the, if you're a Doncaster person listening to this, what are you telling people around the club in terms of expectations on what the journey's going to look like from here on in and going forward?
Yeah, look, we knew it was going to be a bit of a slow burn, especially with Division 4. I mean, you have a look at the club sort of at the top. Warrandyte are impressing everyone. I mean, their win yesterday was huge against Fair Park. Fair Park have obviously recruited really, really well as well. Some Bayswater boys coming across. 14 Thames seems to be going really, really well. So it is a really tough division. And I mean, I had multiple people sort of come to me and sort of suggest, premiership from the first year, and I thought they were crazy, given how competitive the division is. We wanted to come back in, lay some really strong foundations early on, build a nucleus of some sort of guys between the ages of 20 and 25, and then continue to keep this list and keep growing. We definitely didn't think premiership in first year. We just wanted to be really competitive, win as many games as we could, but I think the most important thing was build a playing list that's going to be with us for sort of, the next 5, 10 plus years. And we think that we've done that so far. So it's a terrific playing list. Yeah, we need to fill some holes moving forward, but we just want to win as many games as we can this year, remain competitive, and just keep growing organically.
Michael, I'd love to ask about the pre-season and the build-up coming into the year and a lot of the work behind the scenes, because it is a very hard thing to, obviously, with a club who didn't play last year, be able to talk about how much hard work it is to get this up and going.
It is a huge job, and I think probably coming out of recess is pretty rare. So for us to be able to do what we did, I think is huge. And look, I mean, Jake and I sort of were appointed in August, so it was pretty much head down, bum up from day one. And the list rebuild was probably split up into a few sort of areas. So initially our aim was to bring in about 65 to 70 players and have a list of that. And our first aim, I guess, was to bring in good people, which might sound a little bit silly, but good people, equals they want to play for the jumper, they want to volunteer around the footy club when we need help. I think that area of the club was sort of left to too few from 2023, 2024, and that's probably why it sort of fell into a bit of a hole. So we wanted to bring in some good people first and foremost. Johnny, the twos coach, myself and Jake have obviously coached before, so we've obviously got some pre-existing sort of relationships and bonds there, and there were some guys that sort of wanted to come across with us and continue a relationship, which was pretty awesome early on. I guess the next sort of part of the list rebuild was, getting back in touch with guys that have worn the Sharks jumper sort of between COVID and 2024 to see if they wanted to come back. That one was obviously a massive challenge. When you go to a new footy club, which a lot of guys did in 2025, that they've enjoyed themselves there. So it's hard to get them out of there. So, like, for example, 5 or 6 went to Ringwood, a few went to Surrey Park, a few went to Healesville, and they were happy. They wanted to stay there, so we just couldn't get them back. So I guess from there, it was to try and get as many sort of one-pointers back to the footy club. The third element of the rebuild was probably targeting specific roles and positions from other footy clubs that we feel were going to be important for us at senior level. And the fourth was probably growing the list organically, and that's guys bringing mates to the footy club that wanted to be part of the rebuild. And I guess that sort of blank canvas mentality attracted lots of guys to the footy club. So I think at one point in February, I think we had about 80, which is wild. So it's probably dropped to about 65 now with a few guys dropping off. But to be at that point in February, I reckon, is a remarkable effort from the footy club. And it's not just the coaches, it was the committee and also the players who brought some mates across as well. So pretty crazy list rebuild, but I'm also not shocked given the infrastructure we've got and the connections from lots of coaches and players.
That's fantastic. It's a proud club, Doncaster, and we're obviously very happy to see them up and running again this year, and got some winnable games. Obviously, yesterday's a big win, 83 points. You play Nuttawading out at Coonung next week, and then Croydon North Emlock, also another away game, but some winnable games. But even when you look at it, you got Kilsyth, I think, the week after. That was 10 points in round one, first game back. You had that 1 point loss to the Kangaroos in round two, and obviously when you played Churnside, stuck with what is a premiership contender for a large majority of that game. So what have you taken from a few of those losses against some of the good sides of the division that you can now take into the second half of the season where you get to meet them once again?
Yeah, well, I mean, as I said, you go back to that Churnside game and we were really in that game. I think we had the first 5 scoring shots in the last quarter. So if we had nailed a couple of goals there, it might have been a bit closer. So that game really built some confidence for us, to be honest. The playing group was buzzing after that game, which sounds bizarre after a loss, but we just felt like we were starting to see that our best was good enough. And as you mentioned, the next 3 weeks is huge for us. Nuttawading, who are on a bit of a rebuild path at the moment. Croydon North, we lost to in round 2, so that's a huge game for us. So we really need to win that. And then we've got Kilsyth. So we feel like there's some winnable games there, and that'll it might set up our season, which is huge. So taking it a week at a time, Nuttawading this week, we have to win, but we're not taking anyone lightly. So we've just got to keep building, guys, and hopefully we're sort of there at the pointy end of the season.
And just finally, Michael, I just wanted to say, how do you avoid that letdown, that emotional letdown? You have the big win yesterday. You talk about you take it a week at a time. What are the steps that you put in place with the playing group to make sure that next week you don't come out and it's a flat performance?
Yeah, for sure. Look, I mean, for us, I think it's just continuously looking for growth internally. Another big session Tuesday, Thursday for us on the track. We'll continue to work on the things that we feel like we need to work on, and there are still a lot of things that we need to work on, but it's just focusing on those things and then hopefully bringing it out into a 4-quarter performance against another Wadding. So, yeah, just as I said, just focusing on week to week and just making sure that the boys remember that we do need to keep building internally. We're nowhere near sort of that finished product, so it's just continuously looking for growth and building on our game, I suppose.
Well, Michael, it's a fantastic result for the club. We're all very happy for everyone, for yourself, for Jake and everyone down at Doncaster. We look forward to, hopefully, for the Sharks seeing some more wins in the next few weeks and really starting to build into this season. Congratulations once more.
Thank you, guys. Really appreciate it. Love your show, and I'd love to get you out to the club for a game soon. It'll be nice.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely, Michael. Great chat, and all the best for the remainder of the season.
Good on you, guys.
Thanks,
Have a
Michael.
good one. See you guys. Bye-bye.
What a great insight, Michael De Corrado there. And, spent a bit of time, Michael, at East Burwood, obviously, when he was playing some pretty good footy. He was a good footballer in his own right, and he seems to have matured into a very sound coach and some really good insight into how they're going about rebuilding their footy club. And we just urge all people from Doncaster to get around the Sharks because they were a very successful team over a period of time, and they're on the way back. It's going to take some time, but Michael's and Jake, they're putting some really good steps in place.
Absolutely.